stimulus update late night, our Q&A, our question and answer. Any questions you have about stimulus, jump in the live chat. Big stimulus is available right now. $300,000 of checks, 300 different checks, FSCs, and they're across the country. They are from the federal government. And tonight we're going to be answering your questions live on air. Plus, we have some after the market updates from Wall Street tonight. This is after the markets closed. As you know, we had the corporate earnings that came in today from Best Buy. We also had Dick's Sporting Goods. We had a Dollar Tree. And we also had Dell and Zoom. All the major retailers beat. Dell and Zoom missed. And the beats were really quite good. These were beats on downward guidance across the board, but massive stimulus available tonight. Brand new stimulus checks, $300,000 of checks. Viewers of this channel are walking away with big sums of money. Congratulations to Spelly. Longtime viewer had already gotten check A, which is $6,500 to $12,000, had already got stimulus check C, and today revealed that he had gotten another $1,000 of check C stimulus. Viewers of this channel are walking away with massive monthly stimulus checks. Massive monthly stimulus checks. Congress had talked about $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter for 6 months. Viewers of this channel are now getting far more than 6 months. They're getting 18 months. They're getting far more than $1,000. They're getting a couple of thousands of dollars a month. And they're getting far more than the $7,200 that Congress talked about. They're now getting tens of thousands of dollars. On this special, informal, impromptu, no holds bar Q&A show, I answer your questions. I'm not on camera. It is a shot of the beach, a stock image, and I just answer your questions. But tonight, we also have some after the markets information that is breaking news across the board. Hewlett Packard surged 2% after market when it beat on top and bottom in the latest third quarter corporate earnings release. This is in direct contrast to Dell. Dell Computers did miss, Hewlett Packard beat. But here you go, drum roll. Hewlett Packard, the computer company, announced tonight 4,000 to 6,000 employees being laid off, but not initially over 3 years. Autodesk, so waiting to see this one. Autodesk is another auto used car network platform. We already knew about the problems with Carvana last week. So what happened with Autodesk? This is all breaking news tonight. This is after the markets closed. Autodesk fell 9% in aftermarket trading after it missed on expectations. It reports came in lower than expected, and they gave revenue guidance as well. And then a cloud computing company fell 1% after the market. It missed. And so here we go again. So computing is not doing particularly well, with the exception of Hewlett Packard. Dell missing, Zoom missing, and tonight the another platform, VMware missing as well. Auto not doing well. We had the latest details on Autodesk tonight, minutes ago. If you're just joining me, this is our Q&A live show after the markets close. Very informal. I'm not on camera. It's just my audio and her. She's moving. You can watch the chin move a little bit. Any questions you have, jump in the live chats. Give me a shout out. I'll give you a shout out on air. Tell me where you're watching from, how the weather is tonight from the shores of San Marcos, California, to wherever you are as we go into this beautiful Thanksgiving week. What we're seeing tonight is that the retail is beating on a season in which they've downward guided. So they're generally beating. The auto is missing. The apparel, sporting goods is beating. And then when we jump over to tech, not doing well at all. Not really doing well at all. If you missed Evenings LALATE, which is airing now on LALATE 1 on the live stream, that details the implosion of crypto. How bad are we going to be? We're going to be a lot worse. My prediction is Bitcoin is going to 12,000 by Christmas, by the end of the year. 12,000 for Bitcoin. My prediction is Ethereum is going to 800, and it ain't coming back anytime soon. Hey, Dragon, how are you? If data shows the last 3 months of inflation up and data of consumer spending well, and then it just disappeared. I got to read really fast, or the chat just disappears on me. There it goes. And data of consumers overspending. Wonder how that plays with the economics. That's a great question. So actually, I heard that in a question and answer on a broadcaster today, and basically what they're talking about is, and I think I covered it as well, which the viewers of this channel could figure it out additionally. Actually, let's do it right now. If the consumer is driving the sales in the stores right now based upon activity on the credit card only, then what would you say about that store and their sales come January? I'll say it again another way. If the consumer is currently spending in the stores in November purely on credit card debt, not on actual cash that they have, not on anything that they really have, but purely on credit card debt, what is going to happen to that business's sale numbers come January, February? What do you think is going to happen? Jump in the live chat and give me your answer. This was exactly the question that Dragon posed, but this is also a discussion that I covered earlier today. It's also been talked about in other places. It's very, very fascinating. When purchasing power is purely the result of your credit card limits on your credit card, and that is it, what happens if that's all you're doing? Business is going to have bad sales come January? Question mark. Dragon. I agree. That's the answer. Yep, that's the answer. And that's what everyone's saying. You got it right, Dragon. Absolutely. So if your consumer is only patronizing your business based upon credit card debt, then ultimately, at some point, that credit card debt is not going to have any more room. The person is going to exhaust the credit card debt, will be at the ceiling of the debt, whatever the debt levels on the credit card. Some people have $5,000 credit card debt levels the card. Some people have 10,000. Some people can request to increase the level of debt on the credit card, and others have maxed out the credit card and they can't get another credit card. Once they're at that level, then they're not going to buy. If they're not going to buy, then that store is not going to have their business. That business is not going to have that sales. So bad sales for January, February equals layoffs, not good. Dragon. Yes. So that is part of that's sort of the domino effect. Dragon went right to it. Absolutely. Well said. I don't know if it would happen that abruptly, that fast, but Dragon did the domino effect. Effect number one, the consumer is not getting salary increases. Number two, the consumer is buying only on credit card debt. Number three, the consumer is using up the credit card debt. Number four, the credit card debt is exhausted. Then the consumer doesn't buy. Consumer doesn't buy, then the store not going to have any business. The store is going to not have any sales, and then the store is going to have to cut costs as quickly as they can. And they don't move fast enough in cutting costs, they're going to go under, they're going to go bankrupt. And that's exactly the problem. And some of the businesses move fast enough, some of them don't. When Carvana last week said they're laying off 10% of their workforce, that's pretty fast. That means they saw a problem. Bob Iger at Disney is making major changes tonight. Very, very dramatic changes. Let's be frank. The reason why Disney stock is down 40% 1 year is not because a movie's not doing well. It's because there's something structurally wrong in the organization and the employment and how they're spending money. There's functionally something wrong in the business. And people presume that success is driven by good products and good, uh, you know, uh, good events. No, success is also driven by how you operate the operation. And so, if Disney was spending too much money, not bringing in sales, if Dollar General does not bring in the consumer because the consumer has no more debt, then ultimately that falls apart. And that is why you have to get all the stimulus. I actually thought earlier today, I thought to myself, am I going to be training people on unemployment stimulus again? I mean, I could. We'll see if those unemployment levels really jump. I mean, we're at a 230. We've seen 260,000 jobless claims a week. Will we go up to like a 300,000 jobless claims? For reference point, we're over a million for 40 something weeks, 40 something weeks in 2020 and 2021 on the channel. So we're nowhere near those levels. But boy, there's a long road between 200,000 and a million. So imagine if unemployment claims go to 400,000 or 500,000. People don't realize that a lot of industries are interconnected. Wonder if it's going to sink in by April tax time with overspending. um, I think it sinks in when you can't make the purchase. I was returning something to Amazon earlier today, and I was in the parking lot outside, and I heard the strangest story. Sort of sad, but related to what we're talking about. Very, very bizarre story. There were two guys in sort of a in the same shirt, so I guess they work for a store. Maybe it's a food store or something there. It wasn't Amazon. They obviously work for something else. And one person said, yeah, they have this dog. They're referring to someone they know. They have this dog, and they're trying to get someone to adopt the dog. And the other guy said, why? Well, their credit card got their wallet got stolen. Someone ran up charges on the credit card of 10,000. The credit card company will only cover 5,000. So they're out for another 5,000, and so they can't afford the dog because they have no credit card limit available anymore on the card. Sort of a confusing story the way they said it, but they said because of a burglary or theft, they have no more credit card spending. And so the guy said they're looking for someone to adopt the dog. Horrible. Like a burglary results in a dog having to be adopted because you can't afford the dog because you have no credit card limits. And it's just sort of a lot of things go wrong when you've put yourself in a position where everything just has one path of movement, and if you don't have that path of movement, it's gone. Then you can't move, and then you're in trouble. That's terrible, says Dragon. Yeah, it was a strange story. I heard it in just a second, like opening the door and unlocking the car, and I'm like, well, what am I hearing here? Just a strange story. But all eggs in one basket, says Dragon. Yeah, you know it's deeply troubling across the board. Um, and I'm trying to gauge what Black Friday sales are like. I was online on a few of the merchants a few minutes ago. I was on Walmart. I was on Amazon. Numbers were pretty good, meaning that the sales were relatively good sales numbers. They were pretty deep discounts. Uh, I was on Nike a second ago. The inventory is really quite good. They're just adding, maybe 20 shoes every I would say almost every 24 hours, seven new shoes, and not a lot of inventory for them, but they're adding a lot. Uh, and, I grabbed two just minutes ago. There was a third I almost grabbed, as gifts, and I thought, oh, this is pretty good. Pricing was quite excellent. I mean, it was just about 2 weeks ago that they were sort of pushing a price point, and now their price point was nearly, I would say almost 40% less. 40% less than what they were trying to push, 2 weeks ago. So the pricing is quite good. Um, Viewers will remember that I talked about last Sunday. I bought soda for $1.69, four for $1.69 each, and I'm still shocked by it. And it was I think it was a Coca-Cola brand. It was Mountain Dew, so I guess that's a Coca-Cola brand. And I was really just impressed by it, considering that everything had been 3.50 and $4 a container of soda recently. So some pricing power has come down, um, and at some point we're going to see whether the inflation is driven by soaring costs or whether it's not. Mountain Dew is Pepsi, not Coke. Oh, so there we go. Yeah, so it was a Pepsi product. uh, so $1.69, pretty darn impressive. I think I remember buying, yeah, a cream cheese. Cream cheese had, you know, the higher end cream cheese, like sour cream chives, um, cream cheese and chives, I should say. Cream cheese had been pushing $4 and $5. It never was cheap, but I saw it at two something again, which is just reassuring. I mean, real reassuring. This is why I have to get all these incredible stimuluses. It's times like this that I wonder myself, what is the viewer thinking? I know there's two different types of viewers. There is the spelly type of viewer who has gotten check A, $6,500 or 12,000, has gotten check C, has gotten the tablet and went back and got more check C and Dragon and Marga, keep on pouncing, keep on getting more money. And then the other type of viewer who's like, you know what? Uh, when is $600 going to land in my mailbox? And I think to myself, if that's all you say is, when is something going to land in my mailbox? Maybe you don't really need the money. I almost wanted to say that on camera today, but I guess I'm saying it now on camera. Is when people just sort of say, yeah, when is it going to land? I think to myself, well, obviously, you really don't need it. If you could just, sit around and say, when is it going to land? They just keep on waiting, waiting, waiting. I don't get it, says Dragon. Yeah, well, I sort of get it. I think they just don't really need the money. Just no, either they don't need the money or they're really stupid. I mean, there's no way to sugarcoat it. I mean, if your electricity is about to be turned off and you're just saying, when is it going to land on my bank account? Well, hello, your electricity is going to be turned off. Go get some stimulus. But, if you got a ton of wad of cash already in the bank, then this is just sort of, petty change for you. So you don't need whatever I have to record for you. This is just, oh, there's some funny money that's sort of floating around. When's $600 land in my bank account? I just presume that's just someone that needs some funny money. You just want some fun money to play around with. Um, and that's how it runs. On Afternoons LA today, I detailed that I put some changes in. I haven't seen if they've been really effective yet, but I'll see maybe in the next day or two. I put some changes in where certain words have now been blocked from the channel. So you're not going to be able to really anymore say, there's no money in Alabama. Alabama don't care. Alabama doesn't get it. Alabama won't be having it. Alabama governor doesn't care. Alabama didn't have it. Alabama won't. All that sort of ridiculousness that's just sort of done like a rapid fire. Um, or waiting 2 months until electricity is turned off. It's distracted, absolutely. All that sort of ridiculousness of stupid comments. I think I found a way to just sort of throw it to the wind so it's gone. Um, Viewers who watch the channel know it's stupid. Viewers who watch the channel know it's incorrect. I mean, it's been incorrect for 2.5 years. It's still incorrect today. Um, and I still don't know why someone would say the stupid comment. Why, Alabama don't care. Alabama don't have money. Tennessee won't, can't, won't, doesn't, don't. And I hear it, I think to myself, hmm, what's wrong with that person? Is that person stupid? Is that person not listening? Is that person ignorant? Is that person know that it's not right what they're saying, just sort of repeating for other people? And all I can guess is the person just is a know-it-all that doesn't really care to educate themselves about anything. It's just a person that, they heard something at the supermarket checkout stand, and that's the last time they learned something. you know, they saw it at the supermarket checkout stand, and that's the last time they learned about something. Um, And there's those people out there. We forget that there are people out there that literally, absolutely think they know everything and don't care to learn anything. They're very dangerous people. Um, there are people who literally don't know anything, don't want to learn anything, and will tell you, these incredibly far-fetched, crazy stories based upon their lack of information, their lack of knowledge. And it is peculiar, and they will repeat something that they saw, heard, 6 years ago, and it's like, well, wait a second, we're in a different decade. Well, um, and until you look them down, you realize, wait a second, what are you saying makes no sense. Then you can't get on their wavelength, and that's what I learned early on the channel, is that I'm here to help people. I'm here to educate people. I'm here to guide people. And if someone doesn't want to be educated, doesn't want to be guided, well, then they don't belong. I mean, they really don't belong. If they just want to know when uh, a sack of cash is sent to everyone because everyone deserves a sack of cash, $300,000. Just send me a sack of cash. Well, good for that, but that's not a normal way of thinking, and we can't sit around worrying about those type of people. So tomorrow we see the results of this Hewlett Packard Autodesk and VMware announcements out to the market. If you join me late, Hewlett Packard, the computing company, shares rose 2% after the market closed, after hours trading, after being on expectations bottom and top. But it's announcing 6,000 workers being laid off, but that's over the next few years, not quickly. Autodesk is down 9%. Aftermarket trading, again, missing on top and bottom. Another auto retailer not doing well. And then a tech company, VMware, fell a 1% in aftermarket trading. Tomorrow we'll go over more about these incredible stimulus checks for Black Friday, for Thanksgiving. It's all on the channel. Right now, jump over to LA Live, airing on LA1, and Stimulus Live, airing on LA2. Have a beautiful evening. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for joining me in the live chat, and see you tomorrow.